Good day, my fellow entrepreneurs, and you're welcome to yet another exciting episode of the show. Now, if you've been following our show, then you will know that in our previous episode, we did discuss some of the key features that will help somebody to become a successful entrepreneur. And I did mention that one of them is understanding your why. You need to know your why. Whatever it is that you find yourself doing out there, you need to understand why you're doing it. Don't worry about the hows. You can always learn about the how. But the why is very important, because when things get tough, when you're at that point when you feel like giving up, your why is what is going to keep you going. And I also did mention that consistency is key when it comes to building a successful business. Anything you want to do out there, you need to be very, very consistent at it. You need to wake up every single day and do something that will take you closer to your goal. So we'll continue on that path on key features that will help you become a successful entrepreneur. And today we're going to discuss two key elements. One of them is time, and the other one is understanding when to stop, or understanding when to give up. There's this famous quote that time is of the essence, and we hear it almost every single day. See, you can't buy time, you can't win time, you can't borrow time. Yes, you can pay for other people's time, but every single person on earth has a specific amount of time that he is to live, and once you've lost time, you can never get back time. They say we have 86,400 seconds every single day you wake up, and what you do with every single one of that second is critical. You need to do something every single day you wake up. You need to do something that will take you closer to your goal. In business, we believe that for you to become good, or for you to become a professional at anything you want to do out there, you need to spend 5,000 hours doing it. It could be 5,000 hours reading a book that will help you on your path. It could be 5,000 hours making your product, 5,000 hours marketing it to people, 5,000 hours doing anything that is related to your goal or your dream. So time is of the essence, and time is very important. Now, the next point we're going to be looking at is understanding or knowing when to give up. Now, I'm sure so many of us must have started out in different business ventures. In fact, at some points, you could see maybe either your neighbor, your family, or your friend doing a business, and you want to try out that business because you see that he's succeeding at it. And you go into the business, you do every single thing you're supposed to do right, but it just wouldn't work out for you. So every single person cannot be a teacher. Some of us will be teachers, some of us will be footballers, some of us will be musicians, some of us will be business people. So as such, you have a lot of things out there to try out. If you're trying something and you're consistent at it, and you're doing every single thing you're supposed to do, but that thing is not working, then you will need to understand, or you will need to know when to call it quit. You need to know when you need to let go. You need to know when you need to pivot to something else. Because there are businesses out there that are very successful today. But if you hear their story, most of them started out making a particular product. But then they might not succeed at that particular product, so they will need to pivot to a new product. So time is of the essence, and then understanding when to give up. That's another key feature. Now, just like any other week, today on this episode of The Entrepreneur with Ibm Bangis, I have an amazing guest here today with me. He's someone who has achieved an incredible amount of success. But don't worry, I won't be bringing him until after the break. So do stay tuned for the break. See you after the break. So you're welcome back from the break. Now, just before the break, I did mention that there are key features or key elements that you need to look out for you to become a successful entrepreneur. And I did mention that time is of the essence. You can never win time. You can never buy time. And once you lose time, you can't have more time. So you need to work on your time. Every single day you wake up, you need to proportion your time to things that will help you achieve your goal. And then the second point I did mention is that you need to know when to let go. You can start out a business. Consistency is key to achieve success in any business. But you could be very consistent at a particular business and it wouldn't be working for you. So you need to know when to let go. Now, I did mention that I have an amazing guest here today with me. He's an entrepreneur that has achieved an incredible amount of success. He's Mr. Val, the producers of Bach Noodles, Abacha. Mr. Val, you're welcome to the Entrepreneur with Ibm Bangis.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Val, I did introduce you, but I wouldn't say I did justice to that introduction. So could you just tell us a little bit more about yourself?
All right. My name is Valentine Okoli.
Okay.
I'm one of the owners of Bach Noodles Abacha Company. We produce instant abacha, all in one pack is what we call it.
Okay.
Yes, from the traditional abacha you know on the streets, exactly. But right now you have all in one pack. So basically, as a person, I am an entrepreneur, and I am so happy to be an entrepreneur because we need to make our country productive. We need people to understand that we cannot get out of poverty by mere talking, but by producing and being productive with something, either a service or a product.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I like what you said. You said you're an entrepreneur and you love being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So how did you find yourself on this part of entrepreneurship? Did you just finish school and already you were doing business, or no? You were out of school, no job, so you had to start, you had to look for something doing. How did you get yourself on this path?
Okay. I didn't make the mistake of thinking what I would do when I finished school. And I'll be sincere, when I was in school, I took the course that JAM gave to me.
Okay.
You know. So at a point, I had to tell myself, do I want these school fees that my parents were paying just go to waste? Exactly. So what I did was I started thinking of what I would do. I studied biochemistry. So at that point in time, I had to now think of where do I fit into the society. Then something happened in school then. My grandma, God rest her soul, she gave me a carton load of abacha, like a full pack of it. So when I took it to school, I dropped it under my bed. So to cut long story short, when I needed that particular pail of abacha, they were all spoiled.
Wow.
They were all spoiled. And that day, I was very hungry. For that day, I ate onions.
And you probably had no money, right?
I had nothing. I've already finished making the sauce to just add. So what am I trying to say? That was the moment the idea started coming up there. How do we transform our local products to international standard? And that was when the whole idea started maturing. I took courses while in school, you know, because I needed to do something. So immediately I graduated, I started sourcing for like minds. Like minds is very important. People that have like minds with you on that part, you want to take into. And that was how we all got started in this whole journey.
Okay, well, that's good actually. That's beautiful. You know, there's this saying that wherever there's problem, there lies the opportunity to create solutions.
Yes.
So do you think there are more opportunities in Nigeria here, or are you of the perception that there are more opportunities outside the country? Will you like to continue in Nigeria, or will you like to see yourself leaving Nigeria for another country? Maybe because of conditions or governmental policies and things like that.
Okay. I want to be very clear on this, and I need you guys to listen to me. There are more opportunities in Nigeria, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we have too many problems, quote and unquote. Where there are problems, there are solutions.
Exactly.
If you go outside of the country, you are already going to an already established solution that you are under strict rules. But right here, you can make it. Let me tell you, let me give you an example. This country have over 50 million youths, and each person have at least 3 ideas. So imagine one person implementing one of their ideas. Imagine the amount of jobs we are going to create. So as for me personally, I do not want to travel. Oh yes, I do not want to travel. I want to build that wealth here
in Nigeria.
Yes, because this is my home. This is where I will probably be buried if I die, so to speak.
Exactly. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, actually we have a lot of people back home who are watching. True. And they probably either want to go into entrepreneurship or they're already entrepreneurs. But one key important thing is that a lot of people are scared of entrepreneurship because we all believe it's hard. What is your greatest fear as an entrepreneur and how do you manage it?
Okay, my greatest fear, there are two. One, personally, my greatest fear is me giving up. Yes, I believe my greatest fear is me against me. The day I decide to give up, Then the second fear, or the second challenge, so to speak, is our policies. Our policies as a country, I'm sorry, but our policies are really not friendly to entrepreneurs. We should be given a safe haven, quote and unquote, to help mature an idea to at least an average, level before you have too many, policies working against us.
Okay. Well, we're going to continue that conversation, but at this point, we're actually going to take a break, so do stay tuned for the break. Why do you want to become an investor?
It's an abstract, and I think I would say it's based on our wits or our chances. It's a risk.
First of all, you have to have general understanding of that industry to start with.
Imagine you doing a transaction between Nigeria and China and you deliver the space. How I got to make that money, the profit on it, I don't know. But you get faced with few challenges and you feel, oh, it's time to give up. This thing is not for me. It's not for any of us. Consistency, you have to be honest. You have to.
Business is equally honest.
I am Ibm Bangis and I remain your host for the show. So you're welcome back from the break, and I'm in conversation with Mr. Valentine, the producers of Abacha. So Mr. Val, you're welcome back from the break.
Thank you.
Mr. Val, there's this issue when it comes to entrepreneurship, and that is raising capital. A lot of people believe that they need so much money for them to go into entrepreneurship. So how did you raise your own funding, and with how much did you start your business with?
Okay. I'm going to go straight to the point. I didn't start with my money.
Okay.
Yes. I offered services to people in exchange for what I wanted to do for our company. I'll give you a very short example. Now, in 2016, when I needed to develop the product, I had to go to a research institute. And I met one of the directors there. I researched what he needed. Now, I washed his car.
Really?
I washed his car for almost a month.
Wow.
I washed his car for almost a month.
Wow, this is new actually.
For free. I just told him that, sir, I really need this. Wow. I really need this. It's nothing, take me like a son. So most of the times, we should implement that principle of exchange, trade by barter, not...
At least doing something for somebody and in exchange.
yes, even though you don't have the... So you need to start that way. If you have the funds from personal savings, that's fine. But you can't wait. How much can you save?
Exactly.
You know. So that's it. So there are different ways you can, from your personal savings, you can do services. You can render services to get back that which you want for your company to grow.
Exactly, exactly. And just to add to that, actually, you know, there's this saying that says, whatever you save up in capital, you can pay up in hard work.
Exactly.
When you don't have money, you can actually work extra harder than someone who has money. And at the end of the day, you guys will find yourself almost at the same level.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Mr. Val, knowing what you know now, being an entrepreneur for about a year or two, knowing what you know now, if you were given the opportunity to start all over, how do you think it will be for you?
What if
will the journey be easier, or will it still be the same journey?
Now, every product, every service has its own peculiarities. Okay, I would love to start all over again. Will it be favorable? Yes, because of the wealth of knowledge I have now. Well, if I go to another product or decide to add another service to what I do, it's going to be a whole learning process. Don't forget that. Exactly. Whenever you are starting anything,
there's always a learning curve.
It's learning. Don't think you know it. If you think you know it, then you are in for a long run.
And you're probably going to fail, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So, this is your Abacha team. Now, for how long have you been making them?
Okay, like I said, the idea started in 2016, but we launched officially last year. Okay. 25th of this month. Okay. A year ago. 25th.
Yeah. And how is the reception? Because you know, when it comes to producing anything you're producing out there, or let me say any services you're rendering out there, one of the key things is rejection. When you start, people will definitely be like, okay, maybe yours is not good enough, or yours is not this, or yours is not that. So how is the reception so far, and how have you been able to manage rejection?
Good. I love this question. Now, I need you guys to understand that anything new, the first human behavior to anything new is rejection. Is, hey, what is that? That's it. So
at least it's something new. So
it's something new. Don't expect people to embrace you with full arms. So it's, would rejections come? Yes. Now the question is, how do you turn that? So you have to be, my workers used to call it, you have to press their neck. You need to tell them more. You need to be at their faces. Psychologically, they begin to get you. They begin to loosen down on the word they've created to you at first, especially when it comes to food or any product at all. So there's rejection. There's always rejection.
Okay. All right. So do you think there's some form of winning formula when it comes to entrepreneurship? Because, you know, we're Nigerians, we always like to cut corners, they say, right? Okay, we're always looking for shortcut to success. So do you think there's some tricks that you could do out there to help you succeed on the path of entrepreneurship? Or do you think you have to go the way, you have to learn your way through success?
Now, you have to learn your way. There is no hidden formula. Like I said, every product has their peculiarities. When you come into an industry, there are people sitting in that industry. And believe me, there are people that want to own that industry you just entered in. So, not like they are fighting you straight on, but psychologically, indirectly, they are, you know, they don't want you to come to compete with them. So, it's a learning process. You have to. Even as you go on that path, always make sure that your integrity stands up. When you say, this is what I have, let it be this. Don't try cutting corners, because trust me, Nigerians will find out.
Don't fake it till you make it, right?
Don't fake it. Don't fake it. Just be real, but don't be too low. Don't be too low. Don't put your standard, your product standard on the bare floor. Like, what I mean is, bring it down. Let your standard be standard. Let it be standard. That is it.
Okay. So let's talk about government policies now. You know, that's one of the most important driving force when it comes to building a business in any country out there. Sure. If the policies are not favorable for entrepreneurs, then you're doomed, or you're going to fail.
Sure.
So how do you think Nigerian government policies favors entrepreneurs? Do you think they're favorable to entrepreneurs, or are they not favorable to entrepreneurs?
Well, right now, they are not favorable. I will tell you why.
Okay.
Now, if you are offering a product, for instance, a physical product, that product needs packaging. Okay. Now, government's policies indirectly make the production of that packaging material very expensive. Government policies make adverts very expensive. Government policies make getting a land, getting where to set up.
Very expensive.
By now, you get the point. So, if government could make safe havens, like what I mean by safe havens, like layouts for entrepreneurs where you will register like as full as entrepreneur and you get to benefit from there. You understand what I mean? That way, entrepreneurs would flood everywhere. Trust me, Nigerians are talented.
Of course we are. Of course we are. Okay, well, because of time, I think we'll need to probably be cutting this short. But just to give us an advice, because, you know, we have a lot of viewers back home out there, and some of them are probably looking up to, okay, I want to be like this guy. I want to do what he's doing. Maybe they want to have their own abacha company, or they want to make different products.
Sure.
What advice will you have for people who are just starting out on the path of entrepreneurship, or people who are fairly new into the system?
All right. Please don't wait. The more you wait, the more time is going. That idea you have, you're not the only one that has it.
Exactly.
I can bet you that there may be 3 or 4 persons, even up to 10 people that have that idea that you have. So why don't you get up now and do something about it? First mover's advantage. Be the first to try it. And once your business, your product or your services gets competition, then you know that your idea is good. Don't wait. Don't wait. Start wherever you start from. Start from your house, from your shop, from your church. See, you have customers, but you don't know. Your environment, your society where you stay, they are your customers. Start from there.
Exactly.
If your people around you can patronize your services or your product, then the world can patronize you.
Definitely, definitely. And talking about don't wait, you know, there's this quote that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
20 years ago, exactly.
And the second best time to plant that tree is right now. It's not tomorrow, it's not next week, it's right now. So whatever you want to do out there, make sure you start it right now, right now. Mr. Valentine, it's been amazing having you on this show. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching. Now, I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for The Entrepreneur with IBM Bangis. See you next week.